Hi, this is Jim Cramer with James Altucher. James does this unbelievably good Financial Times piece, and this one was always great. And it's a combination usually of great insight at the top with then some specific investment ideas. One that I'm putting away, don't know whether I should act on it yet because the near term still seems to be difficult because of commodity costs, is Smithfield Foods. Now, this seems far afield for you. Why a food company right now? We know all raw costs are going up. What attracted you to Smithfield?
Well, Jim, first off, I love bacon, so I'll eat it 3 meals a day.
All right.
Smithfield Foods, whatever, I'll take it from any source. But also, what it really intrigued me there was, China, which is a huge, user of pork, they had a problem this year. 20% of their pork output had to be, not used because was riddled with disease. So who did they call? They called, the only company in the world they called was Smithfield Foods. Right. They bought 60 million pounds, which is not a lot. Smithfield produces 4 billion pounds of pork. But, they're going to make more calls. Smithfield knows it. The CEO started buying shares. Did he buy too soon? Who knows? We can't judge,
can't flip.
But he knows.
He can't flip. I mean, a lot of times when I see CEOs buying, what people don't understand is they're not going to buy for the near term. They're going to get nailed by the SEC if they buy for the near term. They can't flip for 6 months. What this told me was that this guy is saying, okay, look, maybe pork is the next iron ore. Maybe pork is the next copper. When you get the Chinese buying, it changes the whole long-term profile.
I agree. And who better than the CEO knows who China is going to call? He's having the conversations with them.
Right.
So they consume a lot of pork. And if Smithfield's the guy, then it's a long-term bet.
Now, when you look at these ideas, just tell me the genesis. What made you think about talking about this in your column?
I really like to follow people who are smarter than me. So who's smarter than me? Well, Carl Icahn's smarter than me. Warren Buffett's smarter than me. The CEO of one of the biggest pork producers on the planet is smarter than me when he's buying his own stock.
Right.
So you want to find situations where you could check some boxes and know that you can sleep at night. So I'm not going to sleep at night if the CEO is selling every day. But I could maybe sleep at night if the CEO is buying his own stock every day, because at least he's on the same side as me.
Now, the one thing that happened, of course, they reported because of commodity costs and because of oversupply of pork. It wasn't a great number. Opportunity, short term?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Earnings numbers on the whole are blips. If there's a long-term trend that you're betting on, then earnings calls are just an opportunity. It's the same thing like GDP numbers. Okay, a GDP number comes out, but it's revised a month later, and then a month again, and then a year later. So you don't really know what the actual earnings numbers are, but we know that there's a long-term trend in place, and we know that we eat bacon every morning.
Excellent. All right, James, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good call.